nothing's wrong with you and you're not broken. What's happening is very much what I've been experiencing over the last, 3 to 4 months, which is you are awakening. The feminine energy of leadership says it is about your presence having potency. And I'm here to turn that on its head. Any moment of pause that you can create in your life starting now, today, becomes that portal for you to channel that inner feminine leader that you were born to be. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Power in the Pause show. How are you guys doing today? I am your host, Wendy Page Sterling, and I am really excited to share with you guys today's episode for a bunch of different reasons. And the first has to do with sort of this undercurrent that I have been feeling myself. It's an undercurrent that I'm definitely feeling in the world globally, in the energies that are surrounding my clients. And so today's episode is intended to help each of you listening today to learn when the pause actually becomes a portal to channeling your inner leader. So, I don't know about you, but I've been really tired. Have you been tired? There's this tiredness that I have been experiencing, and it's something that actually rest cannot fix. So if you're somebody who's been feeling exactly that, and you know what I'm talking about, you're going to want to stay tuned to today's episode because we're going to explore something that I have been learning, that I have been tapping into, is this new definition of power. It's one that's rooted not in effort, but actually in your energetic blueprint. And it's not rooted in performance, which if you're like me, you're really good at. It's actually rooted in your presence, and the pause is required in order for that to occur. So if you are somebody who feels like you have been sort of living in disguise, wearing a mask, wearing a costume, and it's really about hiding that intuitive version of yourself, the person inside of you who really feels, who sees, who intuits, but yet you struggle to keep up with how things are supposed to look. I just want you to know that nothing's wrong with you and you're not broken. What's happening is very much what I've been experiencing over the last, 3 to 4 months, which is you are awakening. So let's break this down in what it is that has been going on, what I'm experiencing, and sort of the way that I'm putting words to what I have been experiencing. Let's put it that way. So there is a massive shift happening right now in how feminine leadership is showing up and how it is intended to actually show up, how each of you has been carefully created by God, by the divine, in how it is that you are meant to show up as a leader. And the old bro marketing hustle mentality, those old models, do not sustain us. They are not sustainable anymore, not for our bodies, not for our cycles, not for our souls. And here are the ways in which I want to distinguish, right? The 5 key contrasts that I see happening right now between hustle-led culture and what I call feminine energetic leadership. So the first is that, number 1, the hustle says that you have to do more, and you have to do more to have more. Well, I'm here to bust that and say, actually, in order for you to lean into your feminine, into leading into your energetic feminine leadership code, it is intended for you to actually be more, to receive more. Okay. And the difference between the two is you actually magnetize through your frequency, not through force. So what I mean by that is, you know how when you walk into a room and you just feel a vibe, or you walk up to somebody and you feel something, that is energy. That is a frequency of your energy versus when you are using really, commanding words or raising your voice. That's force. So that's what I mean by leading with your feminine. It's about magnetizing through frequency instead of the hustle, which is through force. Make sense? Good. Number 2, the hustle says that you have value when you're visible. So visibility equals value. Well, I'm here to say hell to the no. Okay, if you're somebody who thinks that you have to post 50 times on social media a day in order for people to see you and to think that you're bringing value, that's not it. Okay, the feminine energy of leadership says it is about your presence having potency, right? So the clients that are meant to be yours, they do not need more content. What they want is more of you, more of your truth, more of your frequency, more of your message. It's not about quantity. It is about quality here, okay? Number 3, hustle says, well, I have to prove that I'm the expert. I have to have all the certifications and the proof in the pudding, right? And I'm here to flip that on its head and say, no, your feminine leadership is actually going to provide you with what it is that you desire when you transmute your lived experiences into a frequency code that your audience feels, that they can relate to. Why? Because your story is the most sacred asset that you have. It's not in marketing, okay? It's actually in the frequency that you are transmitting, because that's what's going to alchemize and bring your ideal clients in the door, okay? Number 4, the hustle says, well, consistency is king. I got to be consistent, right? Feel the hustle in the word consistency. And your feminine energy, your feminine leadership is here to say, Cyclicity is the queen. So what do I mean by this? Okay. Leading from a linear perspective doesn't work anymore. You listening to this show right here, right now, you are not here to lead from a linear place. Okay. You're actually here to be cosmic, to be lunar, to be magnetic. And so it's about you listening and tuning in to that cycle, not one that is rooted in a more linear calendar. Does that make sense? So following the leads, following the channels, right? In the pause is where you tap in. It's where you channel. It's where you're able to hear the messages. It's where you hear what it is that you're intended to bring into the world. And you let that guide you. That's not linear. Hear the difference? Okay, last one, my friends. The hustle says that you need to go out there and sell the outcome. Sell the shit out of it. How many of you have heard that? I mean, I've heard it all day, every day. I hear it all the time. I get ads for it. It's all over my Facebook feed. Sell the outcome. That's what people want. And I'm here to turn that on its head. Well, maybe I'm here to even just do a full 360. And I believe that your feminine, energetic leadership blueprint is actually here instead to say, transmute that frequency, put it out there, okay? What I know and what I have been experiencing, and I've even tested this a little bit. I'm going to be honest, I've kind of been testing the difference to really understand this for myself and also just to speak from experience, right? Here's my story. Your clients buy your resonance. They buy you. They buy what it is that you are putting out as a frequency because they trust that you're going to get them the results. Your ideal client is buying you, not the results, because they already know that you're going to get them where it is that they want to go. And the results they want are probably way different than what they think. So I want you guys to know that I am sharing this from my own story, from my own wisdom, from the fact that I have learned a lot of this the hard way. I've learned it the hard way over the last decade that I have been doing this work. And I used to believe that if I had the right launch strategy and the right launch plan, if I followed my script, if I showed up every day, if I was consistent in posting, that money would flow, success is inevitable. But I will tell you, my body kept saying no. It was tired. My energy crashed hard. And in those moments and in those days where I spoke from truth, when I spoke from the channeling of what was coming in and messages that I'm being told to share. I mean, I'm just back from 5 days in Vegas at a soccer tournament with my youngest son. And I learned more from watching him in those 5 days. And the channeling that was coming in while I was watching his games was not only unexpected, but there was a frequency that I knew I was here to transmute. And if you want to see what some of those frequencies and messages were, go check out my Facebook page at Wendy Page Sterling and go see what I was sharing while I was there. Because I will tell you guys that when the invitations come through, okay, when I started paying attention and trusting from that higher source, trusting and from the higher source in those moments of pause that allowed me to tap back into my feminine leadership. That is when I started feeling seen and recognized. And the invitations have just been flowing in since that point. And it's not because I was working harder or performing. It's because I was in a deeper alignment with my feminine leadership, with that version of me. So if you're somebody who is buzzing about this episode and what it is that I'm saying, if you're somebody that is feeling that frequency, which is a calling, if you are somebody who is intuitive and super ambitious, but yet you're really tired, you're burned out, if you're somebody who has this massive desire to lead, but not in the way that it's being done in whatever organization or even within your own entrepreneurial company that you're leading. I just want you to know that you're not here to keep up. Okay, the resonance is telling you that. You're also not here to hustle. That's not in your blueprint. What you are here is to join me in recalibrating your energy, your signature, your codes, and recalibrate it. Recalibrate it into the feminine leader that you are here to be, whatever that means, whatever that looks like. And I want you to know that when you do that, what is going to happen, what is going to appear in front of you is going to be greater than anything you could have ever imagined. And so I hope that today's episode provides you with something of like a mirror or just a moment of you reconnecting with that inner feminine leader within yourself, to reconnect in with that version of you who knows, the intuitive one, your inner oracle, because your energy is the blueprint. It is enough. It is worthy. So I want to thank you guys for joining me in today's episode. I hope that you found something valuable. You know that with each episode, that is my goal, is to really help each of you to find just some nugget of information that either provides you with a validation or a permission. Not that you need validation, but you're just like, oh, she gets me. That's what my goal is for you with this particular show. I want you guys to share with me, what was your big aha moment? Send me a DM on Instagram at Wendy Page Sterling. Shoot me an email, wendy@wendypagesterling.com, and share what landed for you in today's episode. It would be amazing if you would also leave me a 5-star rating and a review so that more people can find this particular episode. And I hope that today you learned for yourself how it is that any moment of pause that you can create in your life starting now, today, becomes that portal for you to channel that inner feminine leader that you were born to be. Your people are waiting for you. Sending you all so much love and light always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.